Hey everyone, in this video, we'll take a look at how to use search operators on sites like Google and Bing to do research on the web. This is important because the internet is filled with information that is not credible, it's irrelevant, or even out of date. The first and simplest operators are the quotation marks. If you put a group of words in quotes, then Google will search for that exact phrase. For instance, if we search biodiversity in China, you can see our search terms bolded in the results. By itself, quotations are powerful search operators, but we can add other operators to make our searches even more specific, such as the plus or minus sign. For instance, I want to search biodiversity in China, but remove any mention of endangered. To do that, I put biodiversity in China in quotes, and after that, I add a minus sign plus the word endangered. It's important that the minus sign is next to the word you want to remove, and that there is no space in between. Now I have results that show biodiversity in China that don't necessarily focus on endangered species. If I wanted to narrow my search further, I could add a plus sign so that my search includes certain words or phrases. I will add a plus, and in quotes, I will add Yunnan province. Now my search must include biodiversity in China, as well as Yunnan province, but removes any mention of the word endangered. This works on both Google and Bing and most search engines, so feel free to try with your favorite search engine. The next operator is the most powerful for students conducting research, and that is the operator cite:. Using this operator, Google will only search a particular site for your search terms. So type cite followed by colon in the search field. Then include a site that you know is reliable, such as NIH.gov. NIH.gov is the National Institute of Health, and typically any .gov site is a reliable site as it's used for all US government domains. And EDU sites are very reliable as these domains are only typically given to educational institutions. Some other government-level domains are canada.ca, gov.cn, europa.eu, or gov.uk. You want to be cautious of using any .com or .net domains, as anyone can purchase those domains. So let's try cite:/nih.gov and include the search phrase environmental chemicals, because I want to do research on the effects of environmental chemicals on people. You can see in my results that all of the results come from nih.gov, and they all include the specific phrase environmental chemicals. Some other sites that you might try for conducting research and looking for reliable resources is nationalgeographic.com, FDA.gov, which is the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, EPA.gov, which is the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, WWF.panda.org, which is the World Wildlife Foundation, UN.org, which is the United Nations site, UNDP.org, which is the United Nations Development Program, and finally PewResearch.org for the Pew Research Center. This site has tons of statistical data and reports on topics ranging from politics to tech to science and religion and even social trends, so it's a really good site if you're doing research for humanities or science. But the key is to find a reliable site and then search that site for the information that you need for your research. This will ultimately save you lots of time because you won't need to question as much the reliability of your data. For instance, you can generally consider any data or reports published by the UN as reliable. So let's try another quick search using cite:/pewresearch.org plus Google plus teens. And here you can see our first hit is how teens do research in the digital world. And immediately our attention is drawn to the 94% use of Google or other online search engines for research. However, can you spot why this source is unreliable? We know that data from Pew Research is very credible, but this data is no longer valid because it was published in 2012. It's currently 2019, and a lot has changed in tech in 7 years. One more trick for using search engines. Let's say that you know what you're looking for, but you don't really know what site to go to. If you use the star that's above the number 8 key on your keyboard, then the search engine will see that as a blank. So I can search cite:/star.gov and it will search all .gov domains on the internet. For instance, let's try cite:/star.gov and in quotes, environmental protection. you can see that there are a variety of .gov sites that all discuss environmental protection. So let's quickly review. If you put a group of words in quotes, your search result will turn up that exact phrase. If you add a plus or minus, then you're asking the search engine to include or exclude those words. Remember to keep the plus or minus sign next to the word. No spaces in between. If you use cite and colon, you can search for specific information when you include other operators like quotes or pluses and minuses. And last, the star creates a blank field, so it can be used with domains such as star.gov or star.edu, and it can also be used in quotes, such as biodiversity loss in star. If you have any questions regarding reliable websites, ask your teachers for a few to help you get started with your research. If you need any assistance with Google search operators, you're always welcome to email me at ldevilliers@ibwa.net.